Gravity? Check. Light? Check. Space and time? Double check. Everything was neat and tidy. It was beautiful. Newton had the world nice and tight. And then this little mop-haired patent clerk decides to stroll in with his stupid little math equations and his theory of relativity and make everything I had worked so hard to create look like a children's story. Oh, how I tried to laugh him off. Nobody cares, Albert. But then the equations started proving me wrong. One after another, each one like a slap in the face. He made me look dumb and dim-witted. And worst of all, he didn't even do it for money or power. He did it because he just wanted the truth. What kind of sick, twisted person can't accept the way things are? They just gotta go against the grain, huh? Absolutely disgusting. I ruled with armies and guns and chains. Empires were mine. Entire peoples bent the knee. I was in total and complete control. And then this frail, stubborn, barefooted troublemaker waltzes in with nothing but salt, silence, and conviction. He had no army, no crown, not even a weapon. Or maybe he did have a weapon, a spine forged out of steel. And he had the unmitigated gall to stand against me. He made me look powerless in front of millions. I was so embarrassed. Me, the status quo. The one who makes fools out of disrespectful disruptors and make old world ideals great. I called him naive. I thought he was as insignificant as an ant. But ants, when in great numbers, can strip meat from bone. I still grit my teeth when I hear his name, Gandhi. And then there's this woman. Oh, I hated her from the start. A black woman who came from nothing, deciding she was going to build an empire. Who did she think she was fooling? She was supposed to stay invisible, poor, quiet, obedient. But she obviously didn't get the memo, did she? She sold her products, built her business, and gave other women like her a taste of something I despise: independence. Every dollar she earned was a kick in the teeth. Every woman she freed from my oppressive boot was like a knife in my side. I sneered. I whispered. I tried to box her out, but she kept building anyway. It's not fair. She left me powerless and empty-handed. Ford was a particular pain in my neck and my backside. I had the rich on their thrones and the poor on the floor, and cars were for the elite, clean, simple, hierarchical. Perfect. But he just had to blow it all up. Assembly lines. Mass production. Suddenly, the average Joe could afford a car. Can you imagine the insult? He turned luxury into a commodity. He democratized something I kept as a trophy. I said he was reckless. I said it would collapse, but it didn't. Instead, the world sped past me on 4 wheels. He didn't just build cars. He flattened the old world, my world. Rosa, yet another disobedient ingrate that didn't appreciate me and thought she knew better. I had everything nice and orderly, whites up front, blacks at the back. That was the natural order. Why all of a sudden she decides to sit in the front beats the dickens out of me. What exactly was she hoping to achieve? Did she think she had a point? What point? Was she trying to imply that things should be equal? Really? Are you trying to get a rise out of me? You're a woman and you're black. And she just wouldn't stop. That's what got her arrested. But instead of being a good little obedient servant like I expected her to be, she got more rambunctious and more brazen. The next thing I know, they're marching and boycotting. And guess what? They actually changed things, and for the better. Oh, how disrespectful. Musk. God, how I loathe him. He looked at industries that had been cemented under my thumb, oil, space, transportation, and treated them like a kid in a sandbox. He didn't ask for permission. He never does. He just bulldozes through my carefully laid barriers with that smug, chaotic confidence. Electric cars? I said impossible. Private rockets? You're joking, right? Colonizing Mars? I said delusional, and yet here we are. The man's dragging the future out of my cold, reluctant hands, kicking and screaming. I hate how he makes my rules that for centuries were set in concrete now look like they might as well be made of wet toilet tissue. And then there's him, Eminem, a white kid from Detroit who had no business stepping into the world of hip-hop. Since the 70s, it was their music and their culture, of high-top fades, tongue-out tennis shoes, and boomboxes. But this guy, he kicked in every door I'd built and did it with a pen as sharp as a blade. Oh, how I mocked him. I said he'd be a joke. But beneath his blonde hair and cartoonish lyrics, his talent was next level. He spit every ugly truth like a weapon, and it was his truth. He didn't try to be something he wasn't. He rapped about his pain and turned it into gold. He rapped about his life and turned rawness into power. And you know what? He turned out to be pretty good. Really good, in fact. Okay, he's probably the best hip-hop lyricist that ever stepped to a mic. Nothing, not my rules, not my disdain, could stop him. I can't stand the way he made himself undeniable and inserted himself into the conversation of greatest of all time. I am the status quo, and I'm looking for obedient little soldiers that can sit down, shut up, and take orders. Just because they slipped through my grasp doesn't mean you will. So if you as much as think about growing a brain and escaping your situation, I will come at you with everything I have. Disruptor.